Alrighty, boys and girls, this is Chapter 2, Section 1, Writing Equations. Now, the good news is that as long as you understood everything from Chapter 1, Section 1 and 1-2, that was translating algebraic expressions into verbal expressions and verbal expressions into algebraic expressions, you should understand this perfectly. In fact, the only new thing in this section is the equal sign. That's the difference between an algebraic expression and an equation. An equation has an equal sign. Specifically, if you see the word is, equals, or the phrase is equal to, that means an equal sign. I'll show you some examples. Okay, so with this one, let's go ahead and read this. 7 times, well, that's multiplication, and this is the number 7. So 7 times a number squared. If they don't specify the variable, you can use any variable you want to. So I'll use w, and we know it's squared. So 7 times the number squared is, that's an equal sign, 5 times, the difference. Now, difference tells me it's going to be subtraction. I'm going to need something in front and at the end. First thing they mention after the word difference goes here, second thing here. So the difference of k and m. So, putting this all together, I have 7 times w squared equals 5 times the difference of k and m. Now, be careful here. When they say 5 times the difference, that means 5 times this whole entire thing. So we're going to want to use grouping symbols. If you did not use grouping symbols, it would be 5 times k minus m, or m less than 5 times k. So be careful about that difference. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, 15 times a number subtracted from 80 is 25. Well, the is, we know, is an equal sign. 25 is 25. Now, when you have subtraction, order is important. So we have 15 times a number. Let's call it n for number. And that is subtracted from 80. Now, be careful about this. We have to figure out where the 80 goes, in front or in back. Well, think about what's being subtracted. 15 times a number, that's what's being subtracted. So the minus sign goes here. What's it being subtracted from? It's being subtracted from 80. So there is 15 times a number subtracted from 80 equals 25. Let's put it together nice and neat, and we have this. Now, let's try some other examples going the other way. Now, when we look at this, if this part confuses you, you can use the word minus and make life easy. This right here, anytime a number touches a letter, it's multiplication. So this is 6 times z. That's a minus sign, so we write the word minus. That's 15. Equal sign, we can write is or equals, and then the number 45. Now, you could also write this as 15 subtracted from 6 times z, or 15 less than 6 times z. Either way is fine. It's up to you. Okay, think about how you would write that one. Since we are adding two things, we can say it's the sum of these two things. We name this first. So the sum of y squared and 3 times x is or equals w. And if you understand that, you should be set for this lesson. See you in class.